Hey, Matt Taylor here, and I wanted to share with you what I think is maybe the biggest differentiator between success and failure with regard to the HR policies and procedures within your organization. In my opinion, it really boils down to one simple thing. It's being proactive versus being reactive. If the handbook hasn't been updated, if an employee is termed and hasn't been written up or given a performance improvement plan, or they haven't been given the proper termination documents, or their time hasn't been tracked correctly. This puts the employer in a very reactive situation where they're either scrambling around trying to shore everything up, worried that an ex-employee is going to file a suit against them, or the suit's already been filed and they're gathering documents to send to an attorney. This happens way too often, and the good news is it's avoidable. When businesses get proactive around their HR policies, it allows the organization to be more in control of the circumstances, minimize exposures, and ultimately leads to better outcomes and higher chances of success. Here's 5 simple ways for you to be proactive within your organization regarding your HR. Number 1, complete an HR audit. The most important thing to do is figure out what part of your current HR policies and procedures are good, what parts are okay, and what parts are on fire and need to get updated to get into compliance. You know, a good HR audit is going to look at everything. How files are stored, documents you use to onboard employees, write-ups, performance reviews, how you track time, overtime, plus so many other critical pieces of your HR. You'd get a detailed report and an action plan of how to get everything in compliance. Number 2, annual update of your employee handbook. If you have an employee handbook that's more than a year old, I've got some bad news for you. It's out of compliance. New laws come out all the time, and the employee handbook needs to be updated and signed off by the employees every year for you to stay in compliance. Number 3, ensure all of your trainings are up to date. Lots of states have trainings. As an example, in California, there's a harassment training, which needs to be done by both managers and employees at regular intervals. Plus now there's the new workplace violence training that's coming out here just a few weeks on July 1st. Has your organization completed that training yet? If not, got to get it done to stay in compliance. Number 4, consult HR experts before making any rash decisions. I've seen so many employers make emotional decisions on the spot and fire an employee. A lot of the time, no warnings, no write-ups, no performance improvement plan, no nothing. And even worse, sometimes these employees are in protected classes. So if you're thinking about terminating an employee, the best thing you can do is work with an HR expert and take the proper steps to terminate them correctly so you avoid any backlash. Number 5, understanding and applying new laws as they come out. New laws come out all throughout the year. If you just look back over the last couple of years, there's been the update to minimum wage. There's been an update to the California sick time and the way it's calculated. There's the new workplace violence training that's coming out. Having a resource to keep you up to date on all these new laws coming out and make sure they're implemented in your organization is critical, so you're staying ahead of these new laws rather than scrambling around trying to catch up all the time. If you need help or want to have a conversation about how to get your HR department from reactive to proactive, DM me. And let's talk about how we can empower your business and position you for HR success.